Hey, welcome to Breaking Bread, hosted by me, Kronk Chocolate, a show where we break verbal bread with a quote-unquote enemy. Whenever Manchester City has an upcoming match, I will be here having a conversation with a supporter of City's upcoming opponent. Shout out to everybody who will just be enjoying the first 10 minutes of this episode. We'll be like mid-conversation and it's going to end, and you're like, wait, what? Wait, I wanted more of this. I was having such a great time. You know how you can do that? By subscribing to our Patreon. $6 a month will get you 20 plus hours of content. We cover Man City men and women. And the best thing about our Patreon, it's not only for about City. We have the homies from 50 Plus Donor talk coming on tomorrow. That will be out eventually, talking some Bundesliga. We had Eric Wall on. You might know his brother, Grant Wall. We talked Kansas City football, NWSL. It was a fun, very wide conversation. We'll be talking about Argentinian football later, match previews, all those good things. $6 a month can get you this full episode that you'll be listening to and more. Check the episode descriptions. Okay, today, Shady Gang, wonderful episode. I say wonderful. Wonderful now. When the match day comes, those feelings could possibly change. But what I will say is I feel a lot better about our baby blue baddies compared to our City men. So that's one thing that we got good for us. Tottenham on the weekend. Tottenham technically undefeated. City are looking up to them.
Technically and officially.
And to help us learn more about the Spurs, the Spurettes. I don't actually know what like fun word you call them. Obviously just the Spurs, but I wanted to add some flair to it. And this is my own way of, getting into my guest's head that will hopefully transfer to the club on Friday. Shady Gang, you know her, you love her. Shout out to Hometown Glory. Shout out to Gold Diggers. Give it up, Valore.
Thank you for having me back. I feel like the scheduling gods have blessed us because we were playing each other in really quick succession across the men and the women. So, yeah, hopefully we repeat the results.
Okay, we're hoping for different things. That's okay. That is okay. Let's, for the sake of time, we don't necessarily need to hear what you love about the club. Anyway, we can move on to transfers made by Tottenham over this summer. Okay, so it is a short list, and I know how I guess worried you were at the end of last season about moves in the club. What did they do over the summer? You said it was a short list. I know Tanberg, who scored a worldie last weekend, so I'm sure that's somebody that you would like to talk about. Was there anybody else? Kanfinka, that's a fun name. Kafinka.
Yeah. Do you know what is amazing about her story? She said that when she was a child, her dad took her to a match at White Hart Lane, and it was that moment that she decided that she wanted to play for Tottenham at one point. So, to have a full circle.
Nobody says that.
No, but I know. But the thing is, she actually dragged up the picture, so she has evidence that she was actually there. Okay. So, very, very cute. She must have been 7 or 8 or whatever it is. So, yeah, a really nice kind of full circle moment, I think, for her to score the goal that she did on her debut. Well, her first start. Her debut technically was the first game. I would say to anyone watching, if you haven't seen it, don't worry, because it will be in the Goal of the Month nominations and perhaps season, because it was a fantastic goal. And actually kind of being I was behind the goal. Had a very long day yesterday, going to and from Liverpool in one day. But it kind of left her foot, and then we're all kind of looking up, thinking, where's it going to drop? Oh gosh, that looks like it might go in, and then obviously it goes in. Amazing.
Yeah.
yeah, she has been a breath of fresh air, which is so strange to say because we only signed her on deadline day. But I think we really saw what she was about in that Everton game in terms of her hold-up play, the link-up play, the strength, and I think we don't have enough number 9s. I think in the WSL who kind of have that kind of skill set. I would say Bunny is one of them in terms of having that technical ability, but also combined with like athleticism. We don't have many of those. I feel like we've got quite a lot of like flimsy, lightweight type strikers within the WSL. So yeah, she had a really, really good debut. She got the assist as well. So yeah, like the perfect start. And yeah, I think like I said, it's a short list. Our only other signing is Tokakoga, who she's 19 years old, already capped a few times by Japan. Fantastic technician, as we all know. with to be honest, with Japanese players. But her composure and her decision making for somebody who is 19 years old, I'm shocked by. Like really, really shocked. I was kind of like, wow. I mean, she's made Claire Hunt look better. And I just look and think, what a signing. So I'm kind of like, I wish the list was longer. We've only brought 2 players into the squad, but the 2 we have brought already look like they have improved our starting 11. So it's kind of like great. I mean, if we could have done more, would be nice. But yeah, we kind of really needed defensive signing because our defensive record was absolutely shambolic. Last season, it was really, really bad. And I actually read today that we've matched a record that Man City set in 2016, where in the opening 2 games, there's only been 1 shot on target against us. And the last time that happened was in 2016 with City. So I'm kind of like, this is like, we've gone from one end of the spectrum where it looked like we would concede every single time somebody attacked to a defensive shutout in the first couple of games. And I think a lot of that, not just down to Tokakoga, because I think tactically we look a lot better. But yeah, a huge kind of shout out to her because I think her ability to play the ball as well. And she helps us kind of in possession, but just her reading of the game, you guys will see it on Friday. Hopefully I haven't overhyped it and she has a bad game. But I think you'll be impressed by somebody that is literally just 19 years old, just coming into the league, how composed she actually is.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Like you said, Japanese international. We have a few Japanese players on that squad. We are aware of how great Fujino. She was 19.
Yeah.
Joined the team, and instantly we could see her quality. I like that both of your moves, one from Hammarby, the other one from BK Hacken. Shout out to the Swedish league. Apparently,
I mean, we love shopping there. Yeah, we seem to only shop there, but yeah, I think it's, to be honest, there's a lot of good talent that comes across from the Swedish league, and sometimes it's kind of like we sign some duds, but yeah, these couple of players, they seem special, and you're right actually. And typically for me, it's been we've not that we haven't had in the past like the good Japanese players, but I am going to say we haven't dipped in and been part of that. For me, Asagawa is the best midfielder in the league by a country mile, and I'm kind of like, why do we never find those technicians? I feel like we've got.
She was at West Ham. She was chilling at West Ham.
Yeah. Because I'm like, and that's the thing. It's kind of like, I'm not going to be stupid. I know Spurs' place in the league. But for me, it's got to be when we're looking for these type of players who we know may go on to the big 4 clubs at some point, we need to be in the mix in terms of having those players. So yeah, I just feel like I'm so happy we found a good one.
Yeah, very honestly, very solid moves, and that I guess doesn't. Okay, so actually, before we move on to your new manager. Or to move over to your manager, excuse me, with the 2 clean sheets. I was very shocked when I saw that because I was like, wait, they've won both of their games too, right? And then I